What's more lonely than the last person on Earth? Is it the last animal? Or is it the last ship sailing the stars? Today's story is about a girl who thinks she's alone in the universe. What could possibly await her when she finally arrives at her destination? Let's find out in today's episode. Stories about people wandering around ruins have always been popular. Imagine if you were the last person on Earth. How would you feel? What would you do? Would you go crazy? Some people think they'd start by smashing things. Others imagine themselves exploring abandoned cities and driving luxurious cars without any consequences. But what would happen to the last person on Earth if they weren't on Earth? That's the topic of today's story. In the vast darkness of space, humanity launched a desperate gamble, sending thousands of ships out into the stars in search of a new home. These spacecraft carried within them the hopes and dreams of humanity, hoping against hope that somewhere out there, a planet awaited them. A planet where life could thrive once again. And in one of these ships, the Eterna awoke its last passenger, Captain Elara Voss, the sole survivor of her crew, carrying with her the burden of an entire civilization's hopes. After more than 2 decades in stasis, Elara finds herself alone. Her mission? Deliver the contents of her ship's hold, including genetic material and plants from Earth to a potential new home, Kepler 186f, which scientists believe might be habitable. Arriving at the designated coordinates, Elara begins preparations for landing, her actions precise and efficient, honed by years of training and practice. But as she steps onto the surface of the mysterious planet, she soon realizes that she is not alone. Evidence of a previous human presence confronts her, raising questions about the fate of those who came before and the nature of this unexpected encounter. Meet Elara Voss, captain of the Eterna and the last remaining member of her crew. It's hard to believe that Elara was once a real person with emotions and a past. She was born in the late 21st century, specifically in 2195. Like many of us, she dreamed of becoming an astronaut. So, when the Interstellar Migration Project began recruiting crew members for its first interstellar arcs, she jumped at the chance. The project aimed to establish self-sustaining human colonies in other star systems, essentially creating a sort of interstellar arc to preserve humanity should anything happen to our planet. However, the project encountered significant opposition, particularly from religious groups concerned about the moral implications of leaving Earth. Despite the controversy, the program moved forward and recruited its first set of colonists. One of them was little Elara. She, along with several hundred other hopefuls, boarded the massive spaceship Eterna in 2223, ready to embark on a centuries-long journey to a distant star system known as Kepler 186. Their mission was simple: colonize the planet and establish a new home for humanity. But everything changed when Elara was just 5 years old. An unknown virus spread through the ship, killing most of the crew and passengers. Soon it became clear that she was the sole survivor. Left alone on a spaceship hurtling through the vastness of space, Elara grew up with only the ship's advanced artificial intelligence and a library of human knowledge and culture for company. She was truly alone. Now in her 30s, Elara has spent her entire adult life aboard the Eterna, diligently carrying out maintenance checks, exercising and studying everything from astrophysics to art history. Her existence is a monotonous routine punctuated by the ship's regular maintenance announcements and the quiet hum of its engines. But one day, while going through old logs, Elara discovers a record of the virus outbreak, including the disturbing details of how it spread and how it killed. She realizes that the virus had a mortality rate of nearly 100%. Suddenly, she feels a surge of determination. Will she be able to make it to Kepler 186f before the Eterna loses power and her life support system fails? And if she does, will she find a planet worth colonizing? Or will she be doomed to the same fate as her crewmates? With a sense of urgency, she gets to work repairing the ship, jump-starting old systems, and conducting tests to ensure that the Eterna is in good enough shape to support her for the rest of the trip. Finally, after months of work, she's confident that the ship will get them the rest of the way. One day, while reviewing sensor readings, Elara notices something strange, a faint signal coming from the planet below. At first, she dismisses it, assuming that it's just space junk or a glitch in her instruments. But the signal persists and grows stronger. Curiosity piqued, she decides to investigate further. Donning a spacesuit, she heads out to the airlock, her heart pounding with anticipation. What will she find on the planet's surface? And could there be someone out there waiting for her? As the Eterna approaches its destination, Elara begins to experience a range of complex emotions. She grapples with anxiety, excitement, fear, and even hope. Memories of Earth and her former crewmates flood her mind, making her question whether she can ever truly leave them behind. Will she be able to adjust to life on a new planet after spending so many years in space? Or will she forever be haunted by the ghosts of her past? On the surface, Kepler 186f seems to be a paradise. Lush vegetation, a sparkling ocean, and a sky full of stars. But beneath this idyllic surface, there are dangers lurking. Strange plants, creatures, and environmental conditions pose a constant threat to her survival. Forced to confront her fears, Elara must rely on her resourcefulness, quick thinking, and courage to overcome these challenges and stay alive. As Elara explores further, she begins to uncover clues about the planet's history and its connection to Earth. She finds remnants of human settlements, hinting at a possible human presence on the planet. But as she digs deeper, she uncovers evidence of a sinister secret. All this time, Elara has been receiving cryptic messages from an unknown source, guiding her to different locations on the planet and dropping hints about the planet's history and its inhabitants. But who is sending these messages, and what are their intentions? As Elara struggles to survive and uncover the secrets of Kepler 186f, she is forced to confront not only the planet's dangers, but also her own inner demons. Can she overcome her loneliness and grief to forge a new path for herself on this strange new world? Or will she succumb to the planet's many perils? The story of the last person on Earth is a thought-provoking exploration of the human condition. It poses profound questions about the meaning of life, the nature of humanity, and the possibilities for survival in the face of extinction. By following the protagonist's journey, readers are challenged to consider what it means to be human and what we would do if we were the last people left in the universe. The story of the last person on Earth is a compelling and emotionally charged narrative that will resonate with readers long after they finish the book. It's a story that reminds us of the importance of human connection, the power of the human spirit, and the fragility of our existence in the face of the unknown. That's all for today's story. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.